Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with Georgia's post-game press conference. We've got in this first group head coach Kirby Smart, quarterback JT Daniels, and offensive lineman Azeez Ojulari. If you could begin with a brief statement, we'll then open it up for questions.
We can barely hear you guys.
Coach, can you hear a little better now?
Much better, thank you.
Okay, terrific. Coach, if you could open up with a statement, and then we'll have questions.
I'd like to start by saying the Cincinnati team is absolutely incredible effort, toughness, the way they played us defensively. I got a lot of respect for Luke Fickell and his team. The quarterback they got is a talented man, and for people to try to take shots at their conference or their level of play, you know, they got a really, really good quality football team and a lot of seniors on that team. I'd also like to thank Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Gary Stoke and his staff. I'm telling you guys, where they've taken this bowl, where it started when bad teams like I was on played in it, to now New Year's Six, and being part of a special bowl package, the city of Atlanta, home of college football. They got the best thing going, and they do an unbelievable job. Chick-fil-A is one of the best companies in the world. I always say, if I can run my organization like Chick-fil-A, I can be successful in the same way with the Peach Bowl. So we thank them for that. And then these seniors, look, they tied the winningest record of any senior class to come through, and they really got slighted. So we're going to remove the asterisk and erase it, because with the Vanderbilt game, they would have been able to get that done, and certainly want to respect the job they did. And I just appreciate the guys never quitting and continuing to fight.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have a question, please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll call on people individually, and please be sure to say who you're directing your question to. We'll go ahead and start with Charles Odom from the Associated Press.
Kirby, on the play before the game-winning kick, you tried a deep pass. Were you confident in your kicker being able to make it from that distance without having to make a shorter completion to help his cause?
Great question. We go through that situation probably every week. You can ask our players. We do it all the time. It was a must situation, as Coach Munkin calls it, must get out of bounds. Okay, we must get out of bounds or get a completion for 5 yards. They had a really good call on. They brought pressure. They trapped the flat, and they brought a guy up the top, which is like a perfect call. They knew what they were doing. They knew we had to throw the ball out of bounds. We told JP it's either a shot out of bounds or throw a completion in the flat. And JT made a good decision. Threw the ball. I would have loved it if he'd hit it probably a little flatter. He might have got Jermaine for a touchdown, but they took a chance, and we wanted to take a chance if they were going to max blitz us. But yeah, I felt comfortable. That's within Pod's range. Pod came and told me before the game he felt good around 37. So I think we were inside 37 at that time.
Question from Chip Towers.
Yeah, this is for Kirby. I guess strategy. Obviously, you're taking a chance there on punting the ball with the time left, but unbelievable play by your defense. So I think we all understand it. What were you thinking at that moment? And then can you just comment on your defense's play in the fourth quarter in particular?
Yeah, I probably agree with you, Chip. I mean, it's one of those that looking back, you know, you still got the timeouts. You still got an opportunity to stop them. So it's one of those. I felt good we could get it. We had gone for some fourth downs earlier that were probably longer than that even. I always believe if you've got momentum and stopping people, and defensively, I don't know how many 3-and-outs we had or felt like we had momentum back. And we have a history here of, we call it get the ball back for a minute. We got to stop them to get the ball back. And I felt confident we could stop them with our timeouts. So I called one to not spend it on the punt. And then we called two. We actually gave up a first down. Give them credit. They had a good 4-minute plan. And the play they actually ran was a play we worked on down in the red area. It's a pick flat. And Tyreek Stevens tried to play the flat and let his man go deep and then recovered and actually got the ball out, which was, you know, probably the play of the game. If they complete that, we don't have a chance to win, and did a heck of a job. But looking back, maybe we should have gone for it there.
Question from Brandon Sudge.
Yeah, this is for Kirby and JT, but can y'all kind of walk me through the emotions of James and his father passing away. What was the significance of those tributes with Jameer holding up four fingers and Dell having his jersey on? And do you feel like you guys kind of won this game in honor of him and for his family?
I'll let Azeez have that first. Let JT have that first.
Yeah. So James and I have been very close since I got here. I remember when I posted my, commitment to Georgia, Cook hit me right away. Told me to call him. I got in contact with him. He was one of the first people I buddied up with. And he's really been like a brother to me since I got here. As soon as I found out the news, I hit him, made sure he's doing good. And, he's a leader. He's a worker. You never hear him complain. He's always doing the right thing. And when something bad happens to something good like that, it sits with you. And, it was something that us as a team, we all thought about it. We all had it. You saw Coach Dell with the 4 jersey. That's how much Cook means to us and, how much we're there for him when he needs it. And we know he'd be there for us when we need him.
Next question from Connor Riley.
This is for Azeez. You have 3 sacks today. Why was it important for you to play in this game? And have you thought at all about what your future is, whether that be in the NFL or at Georgia?
It was important for me just to make sure the seniors go out the right way in their last game because they work so hard in this unpredictable season. So you never know. You just got an opportunity to play another game. So I took advantage of it, play with my brothers. It was great.
Next question from Mike Griffin.
Kirby, obviously you've won a lot of big games. I think this is your 10th win over a top 10 team. But this season, this pandemic, to win in this style with your defense shutting them down the last really 2 quarters outside that run, and then the offense, the long field, it looked like everything came together in the final minute. I don't know if it could have gotten any closer. Just your satisfaction level and what this victory means to you now.
Well, I'm certainly proud of our team, and I'm proud of the adversity we went through throughout the year with the pandemic. I don't think we played our best game today. I thought I give my hats off to Cincinnati. They did a really good job defensively controlling our run game and offensively keeping us off balance enough with their quarterback run game, which we knew he was a good athlete. We knew he was a good runner. Probably didn't give him enough credit. We couldn't finish on him in the first half. And, they stole a touchdown right there at the end of the half, and they stole one back in the start of the second half. But I'm really proud of these guys and how hard they fought. I mean, I don't think anybody really truly understands not just Georgia, but how hard it was on entire college football to be persistent and go this long and practice this long. And my hat goes off to the guys in the room.
Last question from Anthony Dasher.
Hey, JT, just wondering, going through the emotions of this football game and watching, Jack, line up to kick that field goal, just kind of what goes through a guy's mind. Were you watching the play or you were just closing your eyes, kind of what was going on at that point in time?
There were definitely a lot of emotions, and it's a field goal to win it from 53. I'll tell you this: I trust in Pod, about as much as I can. I felt no pressure to try and make a play I didn't need to when we were on the 35. That's what Pod does. We see it every day in practice. He's always on time, always doing his job. You see him, Monday through Friday. You see him hitting all his kicks. I definitely say I had trust in Pod, but it's last second. Yeah, I was on the knee. I was saying some prayers right there.
Next question from Charlie Goldsmith.
Yeah, Azeez, were you kind of surprised that UC left you guys as much time as they did by throwing the ball some on that last full drive they had, and by snapping the ball with time on the clock?
I didn't really hear you.
I couldn't understand you either.
Sorry about that. On UC's last full drive, they snapped the ball with time on the clock, and they threw the ball a couple times. Were you surprised that's how they handled it down the stretch?
That's what we wanted to do. Try to score, always get first down. So we just stayed with executed what we had to execute, and just kept playing hard.
Next question comes from Seth Emerson.
For JT, you're still new to this program relatively. What's this ride the last 2 months been like since you became the starter in 4-0, and what does it say to you about this Georgia team and program?
Yeah, at this point, I feel like I've been here for years. Instantly when I came in, I felt a connection with the team and a connection with the way that this program's run. Is the way I would say it. We're football. We're all about ball. It's a something you can say about pretty much this whole team is that everyone just loves football. We're here to do our thing and be the best players we can be. And every single day, every single practice, Malik Herring, Zeus, George, everyone goes out, practices to their best ability every single day with a focus on getting better. Over the last 2.5 months, I've, really just enjoyed the time of, being with like-minded guys that are all about work, all about ball, and all about competing.
We have a few minutes left for this group, so we'll get in as many questions as we can. Next one comes from Mark Weiser.
Hey, Kirby, obviously you guys are elated with the finish. If the kick had not gone through the uprights, do you think you would have an entirely different feeling heading into this offseason? I mean, is it all right on that 53 yards?
I said it before, Mark, it was going to be the highs of high and the lows of low, and really the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Everybody believes in momentum. I would feel much better if we just played our best game, and I don't think that we played our best game. And I want to give Cincinnati credit for that. They created some of that. But the narrative was out there that, our team want to be here and they didn't want to practice on it. That was never true. Our guys practiced hard, and they played a really good, motivated football team that was trying to remain undefeated. So to answer your question, I would not feel any different, but the perception would certainly be different, all based off of 2 more yards or less, or however far he cleared it.
Next question from Jed May.
Hey, Kirby. I guess on defense, you had a lot of guys that I guess had stepped in and got a lot of playing time today. Just what can you say about the job guys like Quay Walker and Latavius Brini, those guys did today? And also, I just wanted to ask you again about James Cook and, the way the team, I guess, stepped up and honored him today.
Yeah. First off, the defensive guys, we had a lot of guys playing out of position, guys down. It was a really tough week in the secondary. We had Tyreek having to move the corner. He's also the backup star. Brini was having to play. We had a couple days there where Lewis possibly out with protocol, and then he was back in. Jermaine Burton wasn't around. I mean, nobody really knows what went on in the last 7 days to create major issues. Travon Walker not able to be with us today. He had some great practices. I mean, it just was like it changed every day, and you couldn't find a rhythm to say this is where guys are going to play. And they rose up today. They played better as the game went on, I thought. Brini got more and more comfortable as the game went on, but it was tough.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more. We'll take one from Austin Roper, and then we'll finish up with one from Jonathan Simmons. Austin?
Hey, Kirby. So I want to take it back to Jack a little bit if I can. This is the first time where he's really had to, kind of shoulder load and make a late kick to win the game. Was there anything you said before he went onto the field, or did you sense how he was feeling emotionally leading into that kick? I mean, can you kind of describe how that was?
I don't mess with Jack. I don't mess with kickers. I let them do their thing. I don't want to mess with their mojo, their rhythm. I don't say anything to them. I mess with them some days in practice, but I didn't mess with him here today. I felt comfortable with where he was, that we would have the leg strength to get there. I mean, that's about the spot that we work on it every week during 2 minutes that I say, hey, if we get to that spot, we're going to be able to make a field goal. Probably the best thing that happened is he didn't have long to think about it. They were out of timeouts, and it was important that we get out there and get set because you can get a delay a game in the heat of the moment. And, hey, get out there, snap it. They can't organize a rush. We do it every week, and he drilled it.
Jonathan, last question. Jonathan Simmons, last question.
Yes, congratulations to the entire Georgia team for this big victory. Congratulations to you, Coach Smart, for that juke move to avoid a third Gatorade bath when you were moving out. And my question is to Azeez. Azeez, what was the key for you guys, especially in the second half, from shutting down that Cincinnati offense?
That's
Oh,
you, Azeez.
oh, he's asking me.
That's for you, Azeez? Yeah, that's for you. Yep. What was the key for you guys in the second half?
Oh, nah, I mean, we just stayed within the game plan and came out there and just executed, just did everything the coaches wanted us to do and just made sure we had to get this win for the seniors. The team, just the momentum. We just used it, and it helped us our way.
Coach Smart, JT, Azeez, congratulations and thank you. And we'll bring in our next group of student athletes here shortly.
Thank you, guys.